Hello and welcome to another episode, second tonight, woo woo, of Titan Uncensored with the owner, the one, the only, Mr. Billy Fetzke. Hello, sir. How are you?
All right, how are you?
Oh, I'm living
It's
my
a
best
pleasure
life.
being. That's right. It's a pleasure being back on here for the third time.
Hell yeah. Got to make
So
this
that's gonna
this
be
one
awesome.
count. Third anniversary, man.
Yeah, hey, listen. Well, look at the irony, right? The third time I'm on here with the third anniversary of Titan. That's cool. Yeah, I
Hell
like that.
yeah. Hell yeah. So we have Monsoon 3. This is number 3 in Brick, New Jersey this Saturday.
Yes, ma'am. What a show this is gonna be. I mean, stacked card from the pre-show all the way to the main. We, I mean, there's a lot of creative in this. The last few people I talked to in regards to the show, um, like there's so many moving parts, right? And so many twists, and it's so like to miss the show, um, it'd just be crazy. Like I mean, there's so many shocking moments in this show that that the fans will see, and it's this is one of the. I'll put it this way: this show legitimately took a month to write. And I sat down with, you know, I'll talk on uncensored. It was me, Steve, a couple other people with their ideas, and creatively SP. There was certain elements, people's ideas that we put it together into the show, and it legitimately took a month to write and to get it down pat. I mean, we're super excited on the execution of the show. So
I mean, it's the third anniversary. Go big or go home, right? The third anniversary, the first show of the year, is only what's going to put the standard on what the rest of the year is supposed to look like.
oh, absolutely. I mean, look at the last three shows, right? So we had Mount Olympus, which was huge in itself. We had the Aftermath in Hoboken, which was a phenomenal show,
Oh, for
right?
sure. For
That
sure.
was a phenomenal show. And now we're coming into 2023 with All Gas, No Brakes,
Get
with
your
the
merch
third
now
anniversary.
at Titan
Absolutely.
Championship Wrestling.com.
Cheap plug, baby, cheap plug. And we're going into the third anniversary, right? So, I mean, this sets the tone. Um, naturally, we're not going to put out all our dates at once. But I will tell you this: uh, you know, we we're starting off. It's like a water faucet. We just turn it on a little bit, and once we're ready, we're just gonna crack it open, and let the fire hydrant go. So, I
That's what
mean,
she
this
said.
is yeah. Hey, you know, right now we're just putting in the tip, but we it's gonna be a wild ride this 2023. It really is, and we're like super excited about it. I mean, everybody's fired up and motivated um, for this year. Uh, you're gonna see. I mean, you're gonna see huge announcements, which um, we didn't want to flood Facebook with them yet, but little by little, you'll start seeing the huge announcement. For instance, 5 p.m. on the Titan Facebook live. We have like a little mini breaking news, like a little mini, uh, like a little. I guess you would call it a breaking news press conference. I don't really know what you would call it, but
Okay.
um, it's huge news, very huge for Titan this year, and it'll be really cool. Definitely, everybody want to tune in for that.
I want to talk to you about some of these matches because, I mean, I'm quite biased myself working with these guys, working next to these guys, working for Titan itself. I want to talk to you about the problem that you have with Aaron Roxas. I want to start there because I feel like this is something that everyone is curious about. This is something that everyone just wants to know, like, what's so bad about Aaron Roxas other than the fact that he, is trying to be or is working with Johnny Moran and you see them come out together and everything like that. I want to know why you don't think Aaron Roxas is good enough for Titan?
His wrestling ability, I mean, is bar none. I will give him that. Definitely a Titan when it comes to his wrestling ability,
Oh, for
but
sure.
he's just not a fit here. Number one, all right. He likes to. I've been watching what he's been doing and what he's been saying and his promos um, I even tuned into Uncensored, right when you had Aaron on there, but it was Mr. Roboto. But he, I don't like people who have agendas. I don't like people who have played mind games. And something's telling me gut feeling, right? And I always follow my gut feeling um, when it comes to things like that because I have a gut feeling he's behind this whole Johnny different way of thinking, and it's to me it's disturbing. It's more or less like everything was fine until you got here. So I believe in May or June. I think it's June. Um,
Okay.
Aaron is free from Titan. I no longer will have commitments with Aaron. So I mean, I'm just letting it play out until then. I can cut it at any time, naturally,
Right. Right.
but you know, I like to honor my commitments, and I'm gonna let that play out. But I truly do not think he belongs here. And obviously this is shoot right, so I mean it is uncensored. I don't have to hide shit,
Right.
but I don't think he's a fit here. I just don't. When he first came in, I just thought that you know out there, just I didn't know what the character would be. He put on a great. Uh, it was when he first came in, he was humble. He was smiling. He was thankful, and I mean, look where we're at now. You know, I
Right.
uh, I think it was very manipulating to get in the position that he wants. So I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with him. So I think you know letting him go um, and giving that spot to somebody who deserves to be a Titan.
Okay. But I mean, teaming with, well, I don't want to say teaming, but being friendly with Mr. Seaglass over there, um, who knows? There's an open challenge there with Johnny Moran. Who knows if Aaron Roxas will be the one to answer it, or if he's going to stick by Johnny Moran's side, or if he just go against him. Because, like you said, he has a motive, right? So, with that motive, it could be to take down Johnny Moran, even though we don't know. It's an open challenge. Who knows will answer that challenge?
Well, it's not the first time in Titan Championship Wrestling where somebody used um, a downfall for Johnny to capitalize to get him out of here, right? So that this way they could have a spot here. It's not the
Right.
first time that's happened. I mean, I exposed it not too long ago. So, um, obviously that person's no longer here. So, version 2.0 Titan. However, um, I don't know what his motive is.
Johnny was that
Again,
guy. He was that guy that you wanted to be friends with. He was the cool Johnny Moran, the dark horse. Ooh, now you just want to punch him square in the face. So who knows? Aaron Roxas might be getting tired of his shit
hey, listen,
and
I
is like,
respect Johnny. I respect him, and I respect what he's done here for Titan. He's been here um, since the drive-in show, and he is a former Titan Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. Um, he's had a lot of accolades. I still consider him a friend. I just wish I can get through to him. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's too far gone. I think I don't know if I should re-bench him or what I should do. I don't
right,
know. So that's something I need to sit down with my GM SP and Charlie and Steve and what direction are we going with him too. It's and what I mean by direction is not character direction. It's direction whether he's you know should need some additional time off.
Right. Now, another match that I think is going to be very interesting, Matt Tremont and Steve Monster Mac.
Interesting is to say the least. Now they have never faced each other before, so this would be the first time. Um, that match is explosive. There's no other words to say.
There's two big men in a ring in a building. It's going to be explosive because they.
I mean, if you're a fan of independent wrestling, then you know those two names. When you think of New Jersey independent wrestling, or even for that matter hardcore, right? When you think of Japan, when you think of in Mac's case JEPW, and in Tremont's case H2O, and they both have had a severe, a very severe, excellent career, and it's it's an explosive match. I don't know where this is going to lead to, but I will tell you this: this is a match you do not want to miss.
I mean, they're both big men. They both aren't scared to get hurt. They both will fight till the death. And I don't say that about a lot of people, but from my research on Matt Tremont and just from knowing Monster Mac himself, they're going to fight till the death. Like, there's just no ifs, ands, or doubts about that.
No, there isn't. I mean, look at Steve Mac's history here alone, right? And then you look at his history where, in the past, I believe it's 25 years for Steve, right? And then look at Matt Tremont's history. It's when you say the death, I can double down on that. It's not it is going to be super. I mean, words can't describe what this match is going to do, like what these two are going to do.
Right. Now, another one that is very near and dear to my heart, because no matter how much I work with you guys, and I do love you guys very, very much. One that's very near and dear to my heart is PJ Savage and Craig Steele.
Yeah, PJ Savage versus Craig Steele. PJ Savage has been like a savage. He has been on a roll here that is, right, pun intended. He's been on a roll here that has just been sheer unstoppable. I mean, even going back to his one-on-one with Mac. I mean, what a match that was! Through and through, bell to bell, and every opponent that PJ has had has just what an incredible match. Like I said, he's been on a streak that is just completely unstoppable. And Craig Steele, again, is another one that
Craig Steele's been here since the Ocean Gate shows, right? If I'm not mistaken.
He's been in and out of here. Yep, for that long. Yeah. It's sad to see him. Bittersweet, should I say? I mean, it's sad to see him retire, right? But you're proud of his accomplishments, what he's done in wrestling, and where he's gone and what he's done, and Steve is Craig is no joke either. This man can go, and believe me,
that's why he's big deal. Craig Steele, man.
He is the big deal, and it's definitely going to be a sore spot in this throughout independent wrestling here in Jersey.
Oh, for sure. Now, I believe this will be, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, this will be Craig Steele's third Monsoon, yes?
I believe so. I really believe. I have to look at the archives, but yeah, I think this would be. I think he's been at every. No, was he on? I got to double check. My historian, Charlie's my historian. He knows.
Yeah.
Charlie would know.
It's going to be a bittersweet moment at the end of that match, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's funny, right? Little FYI for your information. It's funny because if I don't write down the matches, I don't even remember myself. So, if you ask me tomorrow, hey, what's the matches on the card? I'm going to be like, hold on, I got to look it up. Yeah. So, you want me to remember the very first one? I got to go to Charlie. Charlie, what did we have booked on that show? That's how I get my information.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Now, this 6-way elimination match, I call
That's a
it the
big
mini
match.
brawl because you have big men and then you have mini men.
What mini men?
So, I, you have very, very tall TJ Macaroni, as I call him. It is TJ Marconi, but I call him TJ Macaroni. And you have Chris Cage
Yeah.
and J. Cole. You have Ken Powers, Stan Styles, and Black G's. So you have the
Yeah, I
tallest
mean,
man on the roster, right? So you have the tallest man on the roster, TJ Marconi. Then you have probably the shortest men on the roster, Black G's and Stan Styles. And then you have your, your middle guys, like Ken Powers. But I'm very intrigued to see how this turns out because, like I said, you have the big man, then you have the medium men, and then you have the smaller men. Not built wise, but height wise. And height sometimes can lead to a good advantage. I mean, can TJ Marconi even stand up in that ring without hitting the ceiling? I mean, just remember what happened at the last break show.
it's
So
true. It's true.
is that going to be used to his advantage, or is it going to hurt him in the end?
Um, I believe it'd be used to his advantage. I mean, TJ Marconi's, I right. So when this match was put together, so you got Black G's, you got Stan Styles go legitimately just by flexing their arm could choke you out, right? So
Right.
with their muscle, I mean, they're just incredible specimens of wrestlers, right?
Of course.
Ken Powers, who's I mean trained to the gills. It doesn't look like anything can stop this man. He's like a powerhouse himself. The debut of Jai Cole now. Um, I've when Benny King we sat down and had our meeting, presented me Jai Cole. I looked at this gentleman and I said, "Oh my God!" So you're talking about that. Chris Cage again is a debuting in Titan is another really decent sized gentleman that's gonna plans on taking it all the way to the end. TJ Marconi's hands could wrap your face. So I put every little piece of element of Titan into this match, and um, I mean how huge this match is going to be, and you know could TJ Titan be a disadvantage? Possibly. Could it be an advantage? Possibly. Could the could like Stan Styles or Black G's have capitalize on that? It's possible. I mean, you never know, right? So, I mean, it'll be exciting to see who comes out of that elimination match, the winner, and not only that, but they get a title shot in March for the Mod Fi American title.
Wow.
So that'll be
Let's
awesome.
let's see who can handle it and who can't, I guess, right? The top one, the person that can handle it will come out on top like always, and then they get their shot.
I mean, if you go back to Mount Olympus and TJ and that Mount Olympus was in there well over an hour. Um, I mean, it took how many guys to get him eliminated, right? And then that promo he cut thereafter, which was on the Titan Facebook, he said you're going to see a different TJ this year. I'm excited to see it. I've always been a fan of TJ's work. I've always been that. I think he's one of the best big men in this independent business, and naturally, he's just a great dude all the way around.
Now, I kind of wanted to wait till later to talk about this one match, but I feel in my heart that I need to talk about it now. Blocks, Ben Castle, and Abraham Khan with, hold on, I'm not done, special guest, Frankie Picard as the referee.
I thought we were going to try to get through this one without pissing me off.
You couldn't be so lucky, boss man.
Yeah, so I didn't have a choice, right, to put Frankie Picard in as a special referee. Um, Ben Castle right now is just way too unpredictable. I think that match is too much of a combustible element. I think without control, I don't I don't know what he's capable of, meaning Ben Castle. I do have my watching, myself will be watching. I do have two security that's going to be watching. So, yeah, I mean, it can be controlled from the outside, but I needed somebody in there to control. I mean, Pat and John P, they got the rest of the show. I couldn't risk their safety in that match.
Yeah, but now
So I
here's
needed to
here's
put
the
somebody
thing.
that could control it.
If Ben Castle is so uncontrollable, you know, he's already defeated Frankie Picard once. What makes him not gonna just, lack of better terms, screw his shit up than Ben Castle? He's already won against Frankie Picard once. I mean, yeah, he's the referee in there to keep everyone safe, but what happens when Ben goes after Frankie? If Ben goes after Frankie?
See, I don't know if Ben would want to go that route, right? And this is what I was thinking when I put this together. Well, when I put Frankie in there, this is what I was thinking. He's not really going to attack Frankie McCarr because he really has a personal issue with Abraham Khan and he's got a personal issue with blocks, right? So his
Right.
attention wouldn't be on Frankie. Now, if Ben Castle should put his attention on Frankie, which I think is very stupid, you've got three people in that ring that dislike you. Why put that stress and burden on you when you've got to already deal with two, right? So I think you should kind of play it cool and focus on Abraham and blocks because if Ben Castle gets his emotion, get the better of him, lets it get the better of him, blocks or Abraham Khan is going to capitalize. They're going to win. One of them at least. You understand? So, I would definitely, Ben Castle, I suggest, because he was this close from getting shit canned. And he knows it with his stupid promo. But again, that's how far he will go. And if that's how far he's going to go, I think I legitimately have a problem on my hands because it's unpredictable.
Right.
He put that up. What was it? 1:30 in the morning, knowing that we're not paying attention. Charlie's sleeping, Tony's sleeping, SP sleeping. I believe I think I was unloading at a stop, and I'm not looking at the Titan Facebook page at 1:30 in the morning because I think everybody is sleeping. Thought I was the only vampire. So clearly he's not. Um, if you got to put that up at 1:30 in the morning, obviously you're trying to do that behind Titan management's back, and it becomes a problem. And now he knows. Don't ever do it again.
I have a few people in the comments here. I know you can't see them. A few people meaning Blocks himself and David Russell here, saying that they're on Team Blocks. I mean, what to see. However, between you and obviously everyone that's here, I am Team Ben getting right in the head. Whatever is going to happen to help him get that through his thick skull he has there, I'm Team whatever. Blocks, I love you, brother. Abraham, same thing. But as long as this ends the way it's supposed to end, and everyone can shake each other's hand friends are friends, right? You know that, I know that. Your friends are your friends. They're going to either support you or they're going to tear you down. And right now, Ben's not being a friend. He's tearing people down, meaning Blocks and Abraham, when all they want to do is help him.
Hey, listen, I know a couple of people aside from Ben Castle that's that same way that I thought, that were my friends. That's life, and you get that. You'll have people that'll turn around to you and say, "Hey, you're jeopardizing your credibility because they don't like what they're doing." You know what I'm saying, or what you're doing.
Yeah.
They'll try to give you advice to don't do something, or they don't support something, but then again, be a hypocrite and support something else that supports them. It's just stupid, right? So they don't understand ethics. So whatever. It doesn't
2023,
matter.
all gas, no brakes. That's all.
That's it.
2023, all gas, no brakes.
The past is
2023,
forgotten.
no.
However, hey, listen, the past is forgotten. We keep moving forward. However, um, blocks can't be team blocks. That's DDD. But David Russell, I mean, that's cool that he's on team blocks. It's cool to be on any Titans team. It's whether heel or face. I mean, if that's your man, that's your man. Or if that's your woman, that's your woman. I mean, you cheer him, you boo him. that's the greatest thing about Titan, man. We want to hear the fans. We want to hear the cheers and the boos and be vocal about it because hey, it's for
And you
good or
know
bad.
me,
I
I'll
mean,
be the
these guys
first
are
one
out there.
standing on that side of the ring being like, wow, you suck, dude. You should probably go back out and turn back around and come back out and try that again.
Well, do that in between pitchers, please.
Of course, of course.
I don't need the Nettie Houdini. Where's
Listen,
Nettie? I don't know.
She's somewhere telling someone to go fuck themselves.
Hey, be nice. Be nice.
Recon and Gango.
With the moves and owies.
Yeah, because that's what we need, a locker room full of men
I
crying because Nettie made them cry.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that. So, Recon and Gango, right? So, let me give you a little history. Gango, we just as every past Titan champion, we are super proud of. We are super proud that he's the face of this company. I've numerous occasions, and I think this championship has put a spark into Mr. Gango that man, he's just been unstoppable.
Right.
And he's got his hands on those two titles, and I don't believe he's going to let him go. I don't. He's just been when I say the man, he's been the man. Rick Recon, he solidified that middleweight championship title when he took it, and he really did justice being a middleweight champion. Ultimately, he lost that championship to Mr. Ray Kalitri, and rightfully so. They had a battle like no other. I have never seen a Titan crowd so split before. I think that was the first time we've actually really had a split crowd. I mean, it was really awesome to hear loud, but it was an incredible match. Now you're taking somebody who wanted more, he wanted bigger than the middleweight championship, and he's going after that heavyweight. And look what he's done to achieve that. And it has been an uphill battle for Mr. Recon, and I think he's achieved that to the point where now at Monsoon, he's the number one contender facing the Titan heavyweight champion, Anthony Gango. So it's an epic moment for Rick Recon, but is it epic enough for him to actually put to put Gango's shoulders on the mat for the 1, 2, 3?
Right.
I don't know. I know it's awesome seeing him in the Super 8 tournament. Titan Championship Wrestling is for good or bad. Again, me and Rick Recon's differences. For good or bad, we are completely supportive, and we wish him the ultimate best of luck. He is not booked on the March 25th event because of that, and we support that, and we hope he wins, and we'll be the first out there to show our support in regards to that.
I've noticed since the beginning. So when I first started watching, Titan Championship Wrestling back when I was a itty bitty 3 years ago, um, Rick Recon always stood out to me. Always. There was just something about his demeanor, about everything that made him stand out to me. And I was like, wow, this guy. And watching him progress over the past 2-3 years that I've seen him, is just crazy. He went from the middleweight champion to now trying to take, the heavyweight champion of both Titan and Funhouse. So watching him progress and see where I don't usually put people over. I'm usually the ones that are like, yeah, okay, on to the next. But watching him progress, I do have to say, like, it is crazy. And he fought and fought and fought to be in this spot here with Gangon.
I agree. I totally agree. When I look at the progression of Rick Recon going back from the drive-in show, right? And I look at him now. I don't really sell for the Mr. Rock and Roll gimmick because I see Recon in a different light, right? I see him for what he is and what he was 3 years ago, moving on to 2023, and watching that progression. I have always been a fan of that. Always. I definitely want to see more out of Rick. Not just here, but I'd love to see him. He's one of the guys that I would turn around and say that shouldn't even be a Titan Championship Wrestling. They should be on TV.
Right.
As I believe and my team believes this is the stepping stone for that. However, Rick is just a great guy. He's out there. He puts the work in. He's doing. But again, it's all decision maker, right? It's what's the best decisions.
Well, it was his
just
decision.
Like with anybody else.
Perfect that you say that, because that takes me into my next point. It was his decision to partner, as you will, with Mr. Blaze Haram.
Sour grapes for me, because I didn't expect that. I think it was not a classy move to do that. The way I was forced into putting him into the Mount Olympus Rumble.
Right.
But I never forget, which I don't. I don't, which I will never forget. It's just that when my timing's right. But however, Blaze Haram is a top guy here at Titan too, right? So he won that hardcore championship from Merck with the assistants, right? And the reveal of Rick Recon.
Correct.
And I'll never forget his words. An enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I guess in their eyes, I'm the enemy. And I'll live with that. Just don't cross your enemies either, especially ones that have the eraser.
I mean, it like I brought up when I was talking to Recon, him and Blaze used to go against each other. Like, they used to hate each other. They used to fight, steel cage matches, whatever they were doing, they fought. And now they're teaming up. I guess because they both, like Recon said, they both have one goal, and the goal is the gold.
The goal is to be the top guy here at Titan Championship Wrestling, both of them. I mean, that's their goal. And then, I can't fault them for having that goal. But it's on them. But at least do it the right way. I mean, them two running roughshod through Titan Championship Wrestling. See what happens. However, Rick Recon has got to get through Anthony Gangon.
And let's see if that can happen. Doctor's been putting a lot of people to sleep. Put Johnny Moran to sleep. He's just going to have to. yeah, he's just gonna have to fight, and Gangon is just gonna have to give it his all, and as Recon will always give it his all, just like Gangon does, and we're just gonna have to see who comes out on top at this show.
Yes, ma'am, we will.
So now that we brought in Blaze here, we have Blaze Haram against Steve Off.
Fans actually messaged me. They actually wanted to see that match again. That's how great it was the first time they wrestled, and this time under a different term, right?
Right.
So when they wrestled the last time, it was for the hardcore title. Being that Blaze denounced the hardcore title, obviously, we went with it. A representative, in fact, I believe the owner of Mobfight TV, who sponsored that title, is coming to the Mount Olympus. Mount Olympus is coming to Monsoon, the third anniversary, to present Blaze Haram with that title and replace the hardcore title. It's only fair. It's only natural. He is a champion. My only concern is Mobfight TV's representative safety.
Correct. I'm not so worried about, about their safety as I am about everyone else's safety, meaning Steve Off. I mean, Blaze Haram, I was just talking to Steve Off before, and Steve Off's goal is to get that gold. He said that flat out. He's like, my goal, just like everyone else, is to get that gold, right? So I'm quite curious to see if Steve Off is gonna pull, like he said, Blaze Haram doesn't like to abide by the rules, right? Who really does like to abide by the rules? So
Steve Off is a promoter himself, right? Pro Wrestling Magic, which I think is an incredible company.
Absolutely,
they're doing a lot of big things. Just like my friends over there at my friend Frank, brother of mine, at IWA, doing big things this year. Both companies are going to do huge things. Now, Steve Off is a promoter. Steve Off has been in that ring. He's a veteran, and Steve Off, not only that, but he's an agent. He's an agent and works for another company, right? Works for SWF. He agents for them and backstage agent and all that. So, there's a lot. He's got a lot of experience. Blaze Haram is just he's diabolical, and I mean Blaze Haram's wrestling skills speak for itself. He's a no shit taking kind of guy, and he's about as hardcore as you can get, right? So I think Steve Off coming into this match is going to be a different Steve Off as what you've seen the first time they wrestled.
Right.
So it'll be really cool to see these two go at it.
Now, here comes the interesting one. And I say that this is interesting because I would have never thought that Merc and Ray Kalitri going against each other and fighting for that middleweight title. Merc was the hardcore guy, right? So he had all those hardcore matches and everything like that. He held the title for quite some time. Then he unfortunately lost it to Blaze Haram. However, Merc and Ray Kalitri, it's like killing two birds with one stone, as you will, because you have Merc, America, love it. Hashtag America, I love America. Merc is going to come and kick your ass, right? And then you have Ray Kalitri, who's like, I'm the Puerto Rican prince, and I'm going to come around, and I'm going to flash my Goldie Gold, and I'm going to do this, and I'm still going to kick your ass. However, the two of them together that is going to be one hell of a match. There's just no words for it. I wish that I could come up with the words for it, but I just can't, because when I see Merc, like I said, I think Merca. Then when I see Ray Kalitri, it's like, well, look at me, I'm the king here. And then now they're going against each other.
Right. So, I mean, this goes back to another friend of mine, DJ Marconi, right? Project code name, and they got some big things going this year too. I didn't mean to leave them out, but they do. They've been an extreme help here with for me in regards to this investigation who attacked Merck, stemming from their escape from New York tournament back in December of last year. We've asked everybody. We've gone above and beyond. They've gone above and beyond to find out who attacked Merck. Nobody's seen anything.
Right.
There was no video footage. It just all Merck remembers was a couple of articles of clothes. But it could have been something that he may have seen earlier. So nobody knows for sure.
Right.
Merck seems to believe, because Ray Calitri was in the second round, because Merck was in the first round, Ray Calitri was in the second round. Merck seems to believe that it was Ray that possibly did it. I don't see how the Titan middleweight champion would do that. Not with holding that gold.
Right.
I don't, again, no concrete evidence of that. However, because of that, Merck is extremely mad. And I think this is personal. I think this is Merck is acted on emotion, where Ray Calitri is acted on confidence.
Right.
And, you also got to understand, he's got AJ Pan. AJ Pan, whatever AJ touches turns to gold. It's the truth. I mean, you can't help but that, right? Riley Shepard, AJ Pan, AJ Pan, Ray Calitri. And I know AJ Pan has talked to me and SB about bringing in more for him and, more talent to showcase. And, I'd love to see where that direction goes. However, I know Ray Calitri acts on confidence, and he sure is. I mean, look at his skill and an ability. I mean, it's another TV quality talent.
Right.
But again, Merck with his emotions right now, Ray needs to be able to be ready. Now, again, we don't know who attacked Merck. I wish I did, because I would act swiftly with severe consequences. Possibly even being fired from here. However, we put this match together where Merck could have his just due, right?
Right.
I mean, he did get eliminated from the second round. Who knows what would have transpired if we would have won it, because the only team that could beat Titan Championship Wrestling is Titan Championship Wrestling itself, which we saw. However, we put this match together where Merck deserves that opportunity, and ultimately he's going to have that. He's going to have that. We'll see how that turns out.
So before we continue on our Titan matches here for this Saturday, I want to talk about the pre-show match that you have Eric Corvus and Joey Adams.
Yeah.
And that's the Funhouse #1 contender match for the American Luchador Championship.
Absolutely. Magic called me up, said, hey, don't even bother having a pre-show, which I did have guys booked on the pre-show, which I had to unbook them for the pre-show, because Magic said, I'm taking your pre-show. After a big argument, Magic won. But then again, I didn't remember how, I didn't forget how old man threw me out of my own building. So I'll be dealing with his ass later. However, I got enough on my plate right now. But don't think I forgot Magic, because I didn't. But Magic took over the pre-show. Okay. Magic put on #1 contender, Eric Corvus, Joey Adams. We're excited to see Eric Corvus here. Eric Corvus was on the debut show of Titan, of Monsoon, back in January 11th of 2020. So we're excited to see him here. Joey Adams, I know Joey Adams from UWA, which is another great company, another friend company that I'm, Dave Swan, which is awesome dude. UWA Elite, definitely want to check them out too. So Joey Adams comes from there, and he's taking them by storm as well. So this is going to be an exciting match to see.
Right. I would now like to talk to you about one of the matches that hits home for me, right? So I'm going to give you a little backstory. Everyone that's watching that doesn't already know. Amanda Fuentes at the last show, I believe it was Mount Olympus, had bullied Becca, and not just bullied Becca, but attacked Becca.
Correct.
Into
attacked her.
Not coming out of the locker room. Attacked her
It was
so
impossible.
Bad,
she
attacked
couldn't.
her so bad that but now Amanda holds the belt. So this one hits a little hard for me because I'm always like, if someone attacks me, I'm going to attack the shit out of you right back type of thing. So now on Saturday, we have Becca, who is fully healed and ready to go and has been working her butt off to beat Amanda Fuentes.
So yes, Amanda did attack Becca prior to going out, because they were the first match. They were the opening match on Mount Olympus. Right. Amanda did attack Becca to the point where Becca physically couldn't go out there to compete for the Funhouse Championship title. But not only did it mess with her physically, it also messed with her mentally and emotionally.
Correct.
So she had a lot of rebuilding to do. You there?
I'm here.
All right, I didn't know if this is disconnected. She had a lot of rebuilding to do within herself, physically and emotionally and mentally. I think with the rebuilding of herself, I think she's looking at the promo she just put out. What was it, a couple of days ago? Yesterday, a couple of days ago.
Yeah, a couple of days.
She's ready, and she didn't give up on herself. And if anybody knows that I've been very public about this, I am Becca's #1 fan. I've always been. I've seen something in that girl since the day she started training. Her work ethic, her heart, her ability to overcome so much as that she's overcame, and including what she's going through medically. And let me tell you, I'm a Becky Wiley fan. I'm actually waiting for the shirts so I can buy one.
Oh, me too.
Because I am a Becca mark. But she got a challenge on her hands, and I think she knows that. And I don't think she's going to take this too lightly. I know she's been training very hard. In fact, I spoke to her yesterday. She's going to be training Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, getting ready for her big match on Saturday. When you're training that every day, I mean, you're serious about it, right? You want it that bad. So, I mean, Amanda should be ready now. Speaking of Amanda, Amanda has taken Titan since the day she's gotten here. She's been taking Titan Goddesses and Funhouse by storm.
Yep.
Because she's the only one to hold both titles. She held the Goddesses Championship and now the Funhouse Women's Championship. She's the only one. So, I mean, that's an accolade in itself. I think Amanda is a superstar. I think she's great. We're still teaching her the difference between breaks, B-R-E-A-K, and B-R-A-K-E. We're still, that's been a very hard battle with Kevin Nasta. And but outside of that, I mean, she's just a superstar. And, we're happy to have her here as long as she can control her anger. hence attacking Becca. I think that was a despicable act. I think she has, she has great ability. Just, I think her aggression gets the best of her.
Yeah. Speaking of Kevin's trying to teach her about BRAKE or BREAK, whichever. Kevin Nasta, everybody, will be making a special guest appearance on Monsoon 3 because he has something to say. And Billy,
he's got huge news.
I've already tried getting it out of Billy. He won't even tell me, so don't even ask me because I have no idea.
No idea.
But there is some huge news that Kevin Nasta has to say to all of Titan Nation. And I'm actually kind of intrigued because usually, I know these things and someone's like, hey, Nettie, this is what's going to happen. I just want you to know. But they're not even telling me. So there's definitely something's going to go on here. And I'm quite intrigued myself to know what is happening. Because I don't know. Billy and Kevin are the only ones that know. And they're going to keep it that way until this Saturday on Monsoon 3 at Monsoon 3 in Brick, New Jersey, which everyone should be at because if we're not going to know here, we're going to need to know. And I know all of you are just as nosy as I am, and we want to know what these answers are or what he has to say, I should say. But speaking of people who are making guest appearances, we have Titan Killer, Vince Sears, coming to us on Monsoon 3 this Saturday as well.
Titan Killer, man. That's another cool dude. I'm glad everything's water under the bridge. I'm glad that he's able to return back to Titan Championship Wrestling. SP actually made that happen and made that connection. In regards to Mount Olympus, I think the new version of Vince Sears, the Titan Killer, is super exceeds when he was here in the past. I think naturally, as always, a bright future here. I believe that anything's possible when it comes to the Titan Killer.
Yeah, that's no joke because this will be his third Monsoon, if I'm correct, as well. Correct?
No, he wasn't at the debut.
Okay.
No, he wasn't at the debut one. However, well, that I know that for a fact, right? So, that I remember. But he, every time when he first was here at Titan Championship Wrestling, he took Titan by storm, and here he is going to be taking Titan by storm. He will be at Titan. I know he's going to address the crowd, and I know he's probably going to be kicking some ass. So we're excited to see, which direction Mr. Titan Killer's going, and I know he's got me super amped up for him being there. And again, I'm a fan of his as well, and always been. And
he was actually one of the first people that I met in Titan, other than obviously you and Charlie. But he was one of the first people that I met, and I was very sad when he announced that he was going to be retiring. But I am also very blessed that he's coming back to wrestling, let alone Titan.
Yeah, me too. I'm happy about that.
That makes my little black heart just a little bit less black, There is another match that I would like to bring up. It's
I don't know, it's like 60 of them.
And Jay Akira. Jay Akira has been a Titan since the beginning, yes?
Jay Akira was on the debut show. Now Jay Akira, if we go back way before Titan, was a part of one of the tryout camps that Chad was doing. I think it was before Megaslam. I think Jay Akira was a part of it. And there was a lot of talent that were on that tryout camp that was just really good. I saw so much out of them, and it was like so many promising possibilities with these guys and girls. And I kind of didn't want to let them go. Yeah, if catch my drift, right? So at that point, it became a booking war. between me and Rob back then.
Yeah, usually.
Um, yeah, it's just but it took a 8, 9 match card and made it 14 matches because I wanted to put guys on. Um, then it was a concept of creating a different show to put them on, and lo and behold, that didn't work. However, when I opened up Titan, Jay Akira was one of the first to say, "Hey, I'm with you. I'm a Titan," and I I never forgot that. So when we had this option, this ability to bring them in for the third anniversary, and I'm glad he's doing well. I mean, he moved away. That's why he's not here locally, which was a sad moment for me because I've always liked him a lot.
Right.
But the fact that he's able to come in for this one got me like super excited. And what better way to welcome him in is somebody who's been like another one that's been on a roll here as a
The
singles competitor,
greatest. And let me
Jacko.
emphasize here. Let me emphasize here because I hate to be biased, but the greatest damn showman that you have ever seen. Let me introduce Jacko. I am probably his number one, like, biggest fan. Number one fan. Biggest fan. I am excited to meet Jay and everything like that, but the greatest, and I will emphasize this, the greatest damn showman that you will ever see, Jacko.
I want to see more out of Jacko. I do agree with you, right? So I'm not going to say I disagree. How, however, um, well, the ruts on this throughway is crazy. Um, I will say this: I do want to see more out of Jacko. I mean, I want him to be. I want to keep this momentum that he has.
Oh, for sure. You there?
Yeah,
Okay.
hold on. I got a problem.
What's the matter?
I just got to call somebody when I'm done with this. Anyway, um, that just aggravated me. All right, so Jacko, coming from where he was a tag team, where he was doing a tag team. I'm sorry, my mind's right now it's different right now. He's I just want to see more out of him as a singles competitor here at Titan Championship Wrestling. I believe the sky's the limit for Jacko. I believe possibilities are endless for him. So I'm excited to see how that goes.
I'm probably, like I said, Jacko's biggest. Well, I can't say biggest fan. Other than his family, I am pretty high up there on one of his top fans. I and I'm usually not biased, but I don't know. There's something about the greatest damn showman that just tells me, like, he's gonna put in his all in this match. He always does. He always puts in his all. And Jay, I'm very intrigued to. I've personally never met him, but I'm very intrigued to see how this turns out.
Jay Jay's a great dude. He really is. I mean, um, not just his in ring ability. That was awesome. But just his humbleness and uh, just an awesome dude. Like I got nothing bad to say.
And last but not least, the lightweight championship triple threat. You have Jay the Key Evans, Rocket, and Daniel Alexander. And just from experiences and watching them personally, they fight until they can't anymore. Rocket and Daniel Alexander, we like to call them the flippities, right? So they do like a lot of flips and moves off the rope and everything like that. Then you have Jay the Key, right? Saw Jay the Key at Mount Olympus, right? Or was it just the Hoboken show?
It was both Mount Olympus and Hoboken.
So we saw Jay the Key at Mount Olympus. We saw Jay the Key at the Hoboken show, and that kid gave his all and fought and fought and fought. And these are the three guys who will fight until they can't anymore, physically and mentally.
Jay the Key Evans came back to Titan Championship Wrestling in Mount Olympus 10 times better than he ever was. I will admit that. Not only in his in-ring ability, but I believe mentally. I don't see him as a kid anymore.
Okay.
I don't see him doing stupid shit anymore. After a 2-year break, over 2-year break here at Titan, he came back to Titan definitely a man, and I'm happy to see that. I think his in-ring ability is just incredible. Now we move on to Daniel Alexander. That just speaks for itself.
Oh yeah.
Daniel Alexander, as well as PJ Savage, came from the Free For All in Delaware 2020, and look at the rise that they have made, right? Even here at Titan Championship Wrestling, Daniel Alexander is now under the division banner. He's working with Benjamin King, as we all know, is a very big businessman. So we're going to see a whole nother level of Daniel Alexander that we have never seen before. And I was guaranteed that on many levels. And Rocket is just, I mean, all pun intended, rocket to the sky, baby. Because that man is going to be on TV. And soon enough, everywhere he goes, he's got that Titan lightweight champion. He holds it with pride.
Everywhere.
He defends it here at Titan Championship Wrestling with pride. And, it's going to take somebody with a lot of tenacity, a lot of stamina and guts to take that title off of him. So this match is shaped up to be a barn burner. I mean, we use that term, but this match is going to be incredible.
I mean, I hate to be that guy.
But you're not that guy.
Everyone else here, okay, I hate to be that girl. Okay. Whatever. I hate to be the one with the big kahunas here. However, pause. This show, in and of itself, every single match, period, is a main event.
Well, the show is going to be unbelievable! Exclamation point! It's just going to be.
Every match on show. Every match on this show is a main event. Every single one.
Yeah.
I could be biased. There is not a lot of things that I can say negatively about this show. Other than, I have my biased opinions. Everyone else does. They're all entitled to them. However, this is what 2023 of Titan is going to be, right? So you have the best of the best at the anniversary show, and it only gets better from there.
Yes, Mama, it only gets better from there. And I'm not kidding. It only gets better from here. And it has been brutal on my inbox, like absolutely brutal. However, you never know who's going to turn up at Titan for next year. And
you really don't.
It's got to get better from here. And 2023, all gas, no brakes. I mean, we're starting off like this. Imagine the rest of the year. I mean, you know the running schedule. I had to give you your dates. You tell me. All gas, no brakes, or
all gas, no brakes.
we're running out of gas.
You have You have the Goddesses next month, February 25th, right?
The
Then,
relaunch of Goddesses, oh my God, Kevin Nesta has been doing such a job that
yeah.
it's hard for me and Charlie to keep up. I kid you not. So I'm out here mile for mile, state for state. This is what I do here in the Titan mobile office, right? Um, I think I'm on what's today, the 10th?
Yes.
I'm on day 9 of 21. So fresh and clean. Anyway, um, so day 9 of 21, I'm out here. Living in the mobile office, but it's and Charlie drives a truck himself. He's doing deliveries, picking ups, and so we're having a hard time keeping up with him. He's a spitfire in everything that he's doing. This Goddess's relaunch is definitely um, something to be looked at. It is going to be an incredible show. The coin, old gas, no brakes originally came from Kevin, so I got to give him all the props in the world for that. Um, and he, man, they put on a crazy show, and it's got to be wild. And I definitely, you definitely want to check it out on Goddess's Facebook page. I know we've been inundated with the Monsoon anniversary show on our Facebook. However, it's only the end of this week. We'll be switching everything over to the Goddesses and Unleashed. So you'll be seeing all that.
So I want to know one thing. And I think everyone else here does too. What's one thing that you can leak for us about 2023? What is one thing that you right now can say, well, we're talking about All Gas, No Brakes. We have the Unleashed series. We have Goddesses of War. What else is coming out of 2023? All gas, right? No brakes. So what else can we expect from Titan in 2023?
A major amount of opportunities on all levels. It's really rare. I mean, that's what we're doing, right? So I mean, we got the free for all coming up on March 25th. You can find all the information right there on Titan's Facebook.
Yeah.
I think we have 60 spots. I think there's only. I mean, it's filling up fast. I will tell you that. I just got to double check the count, but I think we're a little less than half full already.
Wow. Okay.
So
And that's only been out a few weeks. Yeah.
Right. It's moving. The opportunities are endless, and we're going to definitely be looking for our next Titans.
It's definitely something you're going to not want to miss. So I do want to put that over as well, because that's something that I firmly believe in as well. And me and you've had this conversation about the opportunity brand. I just want to put that over. If you're willing
so
to,
what happens is the opportunity that free for all is, right? The opportunity that free for all is not only just to put your brand on it, right? To showcase yourself there. Because let me tell you, the first two that we did, we chose I think it was 3 matches, 3 or 4 matches we chose to go live on Titan's Facebook. And it was incredible feedback that we got. Incredible. I mean, it was during the pandemic and lockdown, so it was great. There was no fans there or nothing. Just wrestlers, and people got to see wrestling on our Facebook. However, it was a success then. 19 people showed up. They worked their rears off, and again, products out of it, such as BJ Savage, Danny Alexander, Jay Bougie.
right.
The faceless ones were there. Ransom. So there was Big Rock. There's several others that were there. It was an incredible night. So, and we did it the second time. Several came from that as well. So it was it was good to good to have, good to see. So the brands for themselves, and then branding Titan Championship Wrestling um, is really what we're looking for, right? So if you want to be a Titan, you'll be a part of the free for all, and the biggest thing is to be branded Titan.
$5. All as it takes is $5. You want to build your brand, you want to build your resume, you want to be a Titan, you want to further yourself and further your wrestling career. $5. Five whole dollars. If you can invest $5 in yourself, there we are.
Absolutely.
If you can invest $5 goes a long way. A long way.
That's why
And
we're
what I want
keeping
you
it
to
the
do,
integrity of it.
if you're listening right now and you're like, wow, only $5, I want you to email TitanChampionshipWrestling@gmail.com.
No, it's Titan CWE at gmail.com.
Okay, I'll put that in the comments as well. TitanCWE@gmail.com.
Correct.
And invest $5 in
That's it.
yourself. Come, show up, show us what you got. We'll all, do that for you and your brand, because it can make you a Titan. Look at PJ Savage. Again, look at, Daniel
Not just
Alexander.
a Titan, but it's just all the opportunities out there, right? So, I mean,
Right.
you have so many reputable companies in the state of New Jersey, and I think there's like 6,000 of them. But you've got so many reputable companies in the state of New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania. Um, there's a lot of copy paste companies that what Titan will put out there, they'll do anyway. So
Right.
it's good. Listen, um, we take that with flattery. However, but yeah, I mean, it's all about how you invest in yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mr. Billy Fetzke, I am glad that and very happy that you were able to join us today, even on your busy Titan mobile office schedule.
Yeah, I only got a little bit more to go before I could I'll put it down in the cot back there.
I do want to reiterate again, and I will say this every day, probably even after Saturday. Every card on this show is a main event, which is something that you're not going to want to miss. Monsoon 3, the third year anniversary, 2023, third year anniversary, all gas, no brakes.
Yeah, man. I want to give you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I do before I leave. I do want to give a special love uh, to the Titan team, to the Titan roster. Um, this 3 years has been a heck of a ride. It really has been ups and downs, setbacks. I've been hit with bows and arrows, rocks, and doesn't matter. I would do it all over again in a second. They have been, you got to remember something. I would say 70 to 80% of what you see here at Titan has been here since day one, or day one, day two, day three, and never gave up, kept fighting, and they're just, for all intents and purposes, Titans and goddesses. I want to give a special love to Adina. I hope she gets better.
Absolutely.
She heals up, get back. Riley Shepard, I know she's coming back soon. We're excited about that. We want to give a big shout out, prayers and love to Karen,
Absolutely.
Funhouse Wrestling. You're in our thoughts, honey. You're in our prayers. We love you. And again, without this Titan team, David Adams, Pat Savino, uh, Steve Mack, Alfred Prasad, PJ Savage, Charlie, Tony, me, you, Nettie's photography, SP Anderson. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Samira, who's been a gem here. I got to give her a big shout out. Our filming company with HCW has been doing a great job. There's so much here, team wise, that keeps us going. It's not often, and I know I should give that big, huge thank you, and I love yous too on a daily. I'm not that big, mushy teddy bear to do that. I'm not very good at my words. But they are Titans, and
We
for
have
what it's
we
worth
have
coming from me,
probably the
I
most
am
kick-ass
proud.
roster.
I am super proud. I'm super proud of my locker room. I'm super proud of the guys and girls on the show. I'm super proud of what Kevin Nast is doing, what he's done here for Titan for the past 3 years. Not just for goddesses, but for Titan. I'm proud of a lot of people that's been through even a year. I it's just there's things to be thankful for. It's what I have here and what I have now. For good or bad decisions, they didn't turn. They didn't walk away, and that means the world. And it's you got to give props where props is due. Titan's been through a lot. 2 shows in, we went into a lockdown due to a pandemic. We ran outside events, went through every weather element you could think of.
Facts.
Yeah, look, the one what was it? American Spirit, I believe. I think it was like 102 degrees outside.
Yep.
We were setting up the ring, had to put the tarps over the ring so the black canvas wasn't sizzling your back. We've done
Yep.
craziness we went through, right? The humidity, where the ropes were slippery. I know me, Danny Walsh, and then Sanchez, we actually slept in Ocean Gate Park one night because we had a double shot. It's a Friday and a Saturday.
Yep.
We
I
slept
remember that.
with the ring and the trailer. I don't things like that I never forget. And we went through that. We went through freezing cold in Mount Olympus, in Jackson. We went through having to change the venue 2 days before the show.
Yep.
And through all that, this 3rd anniversary Monsoon will be our 31st show. Yes, I am counting because my goal is to ever reach Titan 100. So, we're just super excited and we're super thankful. I'm thankful for everything Charlie is doing here and has done. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better partner in crime. And Tony behind the scenes, right? People still believe that Tony isn't here. Tony is here. 100% is here.
There's no getting rid of that man.
No. No. So he needed the break like I did. We came back in and here we are, all gas, no brakes, fired up like a mother, right? So
Absolutely.
It's going to be a crazy year. A lot of cool, changes is going to be made. It's going to be real cool. And we're planning on upping the production value, as we always do, slowly but surely.
Right.
We got the rental company that launched.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll put it this way. Titan, that's 52 weeks in a year. Titan Championship Wrestling, whether it's our own events or rental events, is booked 28 weeks as of right now.
Yep.
Out of the 52. So that goes to show you how busy we really are. And, we still have 2 major announcements to put out for 23. The one will be on the 14th. Another one will be at sometime February. So we are working on bigger and better things, and we're focused on our own product. I got my eyes on my own paper, and that's what we're doing, man. We're all focused on what we're doing. The team has been super focused, and I think the pathway is very bright for us.
2023, man, all gas, no brakes.
Yes.
And this is only the beginning.
Only the beginning.
I would like to personally thank you, Billy, for being here with us tonight. I would like to thank the Titan roster for always, always, always welcoming me with open arms and giving me all of the feedback and all of the advice, whether it's life advice, whether it's wrestling advice, whether it's everything and in between. It's amazing to work with you guys. Always. There's no ifs, ands, or doubts about that. The roster, and I've said this to Billy, I've said this and I'll say it until my face turns blue. I mean, this roster is incredible, and I can't say that about a lot of places. This roster, physically and mentally, cannot be replaced. That's it.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. But just as much as Titan Championship Wrestling is who we are and what we do, without the fans, we wouldn't be here. So the biggest thanks to all, above all, is the fans and the Titan Nation and the Goddesses Universe. Without them, we wouldn't be here our 3 years. And the biggest thing I gotta say is, as I always say, is Titan Nation, we love you.
We do. We do. And we are
Thank you.
Very excited to see each and every one of you, all of the Titan Nation, at Monsoon 3, 3rd year anniversary show, this Saturday, January 14th. This Saturday. That's only a few days away, 4 days away, to be exact.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Monsoon
definitely. Make sure you follow Nettie's Photography. Please do. David Russell Podcast, Titan Uncensored. Respect the Craft. Mr. Raymond Sanchez has been incredible. Wrestling and Recovery, Mr. Dennis. Barbecue by Bear up in Hoboken, New Jersey. They're incredible. So, I mean, I know Charlie's got all the lists, but, make sure you follow these awesome people. And, big things coming from them this year as well. So big things coming from Wrestle and Recover. We're happy to be in partner with them in certain things that they're doing this year. Dennis has always been a great dude, and their message is always great. So
absolutely. If none of you know what Wrestling and Recovery is a nonprofit organization that helps wrestlers and pretty much really anybody that needs help with addiction. So if you need help, if you know someone who needs help, if you are, I can give you their number, Billy can give you their number. You can look them up on Facebook. It's Wrestling and Recovery. They really do God's work. I firmly believe that. They are willing to help, no judgment. They will get you the resources that you need to get help in your recovery process. So Wrestling and Recovery
it's a great cause.
Very, very near and dear to my heart as well.
Yeah.
With that being said, you can see Wrestling Recovery at Monsoon 3 this Saturday. January 14th at the Brick Elks Lodge. The address is on the posters. Follow us on Titan Championship Wrestling on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I think we have a TikTok as well. Follow us on all social medias. And also, Friday at 8 p.m. are the ending of the pre-sale tickets. So if you can, hop on right now, www.titanchampionshipwrestling.com, and order your tickets for Monsoon 3. You will see me there.
Absolutely.
You'll see Billy there. You'll see all of us there. Everyone on this roster will be there. We even have some surprise guests that'll be walking around the crowds as well. Wrestling and Recovery will be there. And we hope to see every single one of you fans there as well.
Absolutely.
Anything else you'd like to add, Billy?
Nothing. I think I've said all I could, and again, thankful of the fans. I'm thankful of the team. Thankful for you. Thankful for everybody. And we'll be seeing you
Saturday.
in 2023. All gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes. That's the motto. This is gonna set the ambiance for 2023. So we're gonna set it and continue growing from there. Thank you for joining us today on Titan Uncensored.
Thank you.
Give us a like, follow, share with Billy here. And make sure as well to go like and follow Goddesses of War for upcoming events, including the February event, February 25th. So we will see you all on Saturday, Monsoon 3. And everyone have a good night.
Good night.